Welcome back to the Mad Props Media YouTube channel. Randy here. Today we are going to test out the Motion Controller 3 for the Avata 2 for the very first time. So stay tuned.
Let's see how you do under pressure. Let's see how you do under pressure. Give them a name to remember. Hey, let's see how you do under pressure. Let's see how you do under pressure.
We all set up here. We're going to test out the Motion Controller 3 for the very first time. Now, I have never ever used a motion controller before, so it ought to be interesting. And we got everything set up here with the Avata 2, the goggles 3. I got my 2 extra batteries. Got the Motion Controller 3, got the DJI FPV RC3, and we got the Avata. So we're gonna get right to it. And I'm a little bit nervous. Like I said, I've never used a motion controller before, so this is the first time. And I don't know many controls. I do know you double tap the orange button to take off and to land, so we're going to see what happens. All right, let's get right to it. One of the good things I like that they've done is they have, I don't know if it's programming, but you no longer have to relink the remote to the drone. So when I turn on the goggles and turn on the Avata and turn on the motion controller, it automatically links. But if I was to turn on the DJI FPV RC3, that would automatically link. So it makes life a lot easier, not having to pull the app up and relink controllers every time you fly. All right, so we're ready to go. I'm trying to do this to where I can, I'm going to leave the goggles off while I take off for the first time. Alright, I'm pulling the trigger. Nothing's happening. Okay, so you got to hit the joystick up. So you double tap the orange button and then you joystick up to take off. Okay, and there is 2 stages to this trigger. Just a little bit there, and it gets it to activate the turn. And then you pull it more, and it goes forward. So in order, I can go like this, side to side, and it does not do anything. You got to activate that first stage, and you can turn it without it going forward. But as soon as you pull that trigger, it goes forward. Okay. So double tap the orange to start the motors, and then joystick up, and it goes up. Joystick down, it goes down. Joystick left, and it goes to the left. Joystick right, and it goes to the right. So that's pretty cool. So if you don't want to use the trigger, you can just control it with the joystick. All right, we're going to just putt around right here a little bit to see how it goes. This is very, very interesting. I've never done this before, and it's totally foreign to me. I do know it does not go nowhere near as fast in reverse. Okay, so you angle it back to ascend. And it's the same thing to descend. When you're going backwards, you angle it back and it descends. And when you're pushing out on the trigger, it goes in reverse. And the same thing, you tilt it back and it descends. All right, so let me put the goggles on, and we're gonna see if we can get familiar with these controls. Okay, I just pulled the trigger and had it yawing all around. Got to turn my defog on. This controller is very, very interesting. Alright, I gotta turn my defog on, my goggles. I wish that would stay on automatically, but it doesn't. Alright, let's just putt around a little bit to see. We are in normal mode. Okay. So you just angle your hand left to right, and that's how it operates. And you tilt it down, you descend. Okay. So it's actually it's actually pretty intuitive. Lots of birds out here today. There's this little bird keeps messing with me. Make sure when you're trying this for the first time, you stay in normal mode, so you got that you got a little bit of avoid you got some sensors on the ground, because you could very easily put this thing into the ground. This is so odd. Okay. So, let's see. There's our cursor. Okay, so you tap the orange button to pull up the VR cursor, and we're going to try some easy acro. Let's try easy acro. Toggle the joystick to perform easy acro. Head tracking, easy acro. Okay, when aircraft is in flight, switch easy acro action by scrolling the dial wheel to the left. Okay. Okay. And how okay, you push forward to exit that. All right. I want easy acro. Unable to access easy acro because I am recording. Okay, so let's stop the recording. Go into easy acro. Start our recording back up. Okay, how do I get the cursor off the screen? Okay, there we go. So you tap the orange button again to get the cursor off the screen. Okay, so I'm not seeing how I activate the easy acro. Like I said, guys, bear with me. This is my very first time doing this, so maybe I got to get up higher off the ground. There we go. Okay, so I needed to get up higher off the ground. Tell you, that thing kept going backwards, didn't it? Let's try a flip. Okay. Definitely unique. You got to be careful. You put this thing into the ground real quick. Yeah, I mean, it's fun. It's pretty cool. It's not how I prefer to fly, but I can see how this would be interesting to a lot of people. If you know how to fly manual, I highly suggest you, if you don't know how to fly manual, I highly suggest you learn how to do it, because even in normal mode or sport mode, your obstacle avoidance, let's say when you come towards an object and you wanna go up over it, you don't have the full power of the drone in sport mode. So not only is the speed, the horizontal speed cut down, your vertical ascend speed is cut way down too, so you don't have as much power to pull out of sticky situations. So learning acro, I highly recommend it. Alright, now how do we flip this thing into sport mode? Alright, say this AR cursor is pretty cool. Little difficult to get used to, but pretty cool. Easy acro off. I'm trying to figure out how to flip it into sport mode. There we go. Okay, you hit the home button and puts it into sport mode. Press the lock button to cancel. Aircraft braking, press lock button to cancel. Okay, there we go. Lock button is the red button. Yeah. This is very odd. Alright. Alright guys, yeah, this is the DJI Avata 2 Motion Controller 3. My very first time. I gotta say, it's fun, but it's not something I would want to do often. I have a lot more control. I mean, with some practice, I could probably get pretty good at it. But yeah, how about we put this thing up and take a rip around here in acro mode. All right, there we go, normal mode. Let's see if we can come over here and land. Alright guys, that was my first time using the motion controller. A little disorientating to say the least, but with some practice I think I could get pretty good at it, and I could see how this will be very appealing to some people. Maybe if you have a disability, or if you're missing a limb or something of that nature, I could see how the motion controller would come in very handy. But we're gonna put this up and get the sticks out, and we're going to do some ripping around the park and in manual mode, so stay tuned. Alright guys, so we got the FPV RC3 hooked up to the Avata 2, and we're going to do a rip around the park in acro, so let's get right to it. All right, guys, I just wanted to give you a little perspective on where we're at. We are in northeastern Maryland, and this is the Perryville Town Park, Perryville, Maryland. It sits right on the bank of the where the Susquehanna River and the Elk River meet. So it's a beautiful area that I call home, and I couldn't be in a better place to live. But yeah, this park here, you got Perry Point Medical Hospital over here to my right, and that's the Elk River off to the front and to the left, and the Susquehanna River comes in to the right. So yeah, beautiful area to fly. Very busy. I hear a lot of people like to frequent this park. But yeah, I enjoy flying the Avata too. I will say though, the camera is spectacularly better in every sense. Dynamic range, the color profile, everything looks good with the camera. But flight characteristics, acro is 100% better. You don't get the twitch when you yaw over, and all the little gripes that everybody had about the Avata 1 is pretty much eliminated. With that being said, if you guys watch Ian from Mads Tech, he noted on it about 2 days after I put my video out about my first impressions video. When you're flying when you're flying flat and level, the drone tends to have a little bit of a bobble to it. I don't know if it's a firmware fix that they can fix with a firmware update, but it doesn't hold its position as steady as the Avata 1. But other than that, I have no complaints. It's a phenomenal drone. I like the batteries, the battery life, the 0.4 transmission range, transmission system. The goggles 3 are perfect. They couldn't have come up with a better foam. It's not actually a foam. It's a rubber, like a rubber flap that fits around your face. But yeah, they're very comfortable, and I couldn't really ask for more. The live view, the pass-through feature, it's useful. It's not something that I'm going to go to a whole lot, but in certain situations, it can come in handy. But yeah, I just want to give you guys a little perspective of where we're at, and hope you enjoyed this video. That was my first flight with the Motion Controller 3. I will do some future videos on that controller, but it's very foreign to me, so I'm going to do a little practice with it and see if I can get better at it, and then we'll make another video. But until then, hit the subscribe button, hit the like button if you haven't already, and we'll see you in the next one.